What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Let's go. We just recently hit 12K subscribers, so subscribe if you haven't already. Join us on this journey to 15K. All things wrestling is covered on the channel, not just WWE 2k24. In this video, you saw the title. We're going to be talking about the best free MyFaction cards available right now as of March 7th. All right, so if you're jumping into MyFaction and you're wondering which route to take, no worries. You don't have to spend any money or too much time grinding your eyes out to get these cards. Well, maybe kind of. So as you see here, I'm showing the showcase screen, and this screen right here, you see this is WrestleMania's finest. This is the very last match in the showcase where you have to win the Royal Rumble as the #1 entrant. I highly recommend you guys join in as a super heavyweight. I'm talking Andre the Giant, Yokozuna, someone along those lines. I have a video on the channel showing how I ended up winning as Yokozuna. I tried doing it as Batista and I failed miserably. So once you select a superstar that you're comfortable with and you win the Royal Rumble, you're looking to get Shawn Michaels. Yes, the Heartbreak Kid is a free Ruby card, which is pretty much one of the highest tiers you can add to your collection right now. If you rip packs, you're not looking to add nothing higher than basically a sapphire, and I'll show you right here so you could see for yourself. 77 overall is the highest you can go in terms of the pack openings, you know, spending money or whatever faction points you leveled up and you want to rip packs. This is more to add to your collection versus trying to get a top tier card, because honestly, there's better top tier cards outside of spending and ripping packs. So when we go to the collection, you see my starting rotation is filled with rubies. Shawn Michaels is not the only one, but I'm highlighting him because he's really damn good. But you do get Shawn Michaels, Ricky Steamboat. You're also looking to get Ken Shamrock and George the Animal Steel. Those are not really worth mentioning. I'm just showing you those showcase rewards so you're fully aware. And then you got these 4 women that you get Ruby as well from the showcase, which I haven't really utilized them too much just yet. But this video is all about my top 3 free cards right now. That's what I want to focus on. I don't want to distract you from the goal here. The goal is to get Shawn Michaels. You got to get him. Find a way to get him, please. And then we're going to look at these 2 faction bosses. We got the Bloodline version of The Rock, and we have John Cena. Now, if you're wondering, Lex, what are you talking about? The boss, what is that? That's part of Faction Wars, which is a match type, if you will. It's a way to grind for more rewards and things to add to your collection. Like, let's go to the Faction Wars exchange. I don't want to confuse you too much, but this has its own currency. Faction Wars has its own currency, and there's rotating cards. What you see the highest right now is Emerald. Permanent cards that they're going to always have here for you to purchase are these right here in the middle. And then unlockable bosses. You have to have faced them to have them unlocked. Okay, so as you see, I redeemed John Cena, and it's actually wrong. It says that he costs 4,000 Faction War points, but that's not the case at all. He goes for 5,000. All the rubies here go for 5,000. So I went with John Cena, and I went with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson first for a reason. When you're looking at these cards, guys, you got to look at the badges. Notice how his badge says Rabble Rouser. 1 per match. Your second successful taunt grants you a finisher. That puts you ahead of the game. So make sure when you're ready to redeem your first faction boss from Faction Wars, you look at John Cena and The Rock as your first options. All right, John Cena has the same badge, this specific version of John Cena to be exact. Again, 1 per match. You're going to gain through the 2 taunts that you successfully do, you get a full-blown finisher immediately. Boom, flip of a switch, you get that. So that's kind of a cheesy way to help you boost up your lineup. You could go online with those cards and compete. I haven't really been able to do that too much, but this mode, I'm gonna have to do a separate video breaking it down. You're gonna start a run using one of your tickets. You could resume your run at any point in time. It's 5 stages, and this is what you're looking at. You're looking at, you know, trying to get into matches, gain rewards to bolster your lineup and add armor and things like that. Again, very complicated stuff if you're jumping into this and you're not aware of what the hell is going on. But I want you guys to know that if you jump into faction wars and you beat the bosses through the stages, you ultimately have them as a purchasable card here in the faction wars store, if you will, the exchange they call it. So The Rock, John Cena, those are my tippity top favorites right now, alongside HBK from the showcase. If it wasn't for the showcase superstars, I wouldn't have gotten as far as I got within faction wars. And I'm gonna do a whole separate video talking about the easiest way to approach the faction wars. Expect that video on the channel real soon. I just wanted to give you guys a little update with my lineup, what I've been rocking so far, how I've been, you know, approaching this mode. I haven't spent any money. I'm racking up my faction points. The VC is from the locker code they gave out. Your story 2k24. All right, so make sure you put in your story 2k24, and you do end up getting the Mattel version of John Cena that you see right there. He's a 74 overall emerald, but it's cool to have him just because he's playable in other modes. That's the cool thing about MyFaction this year. You're going to be able to utilize these cards, the Persona versions of them, in other modes, not just MyFaction. So you're going to be able to use them in Universe, MyGM, Exhibition, online, however you want. Not every single card is going to have a playable, you know, persona, so to speak. It's going to be very specific cards. I know there's one coming out real soon for Seth Rollins. They had the Mattel figures for Cody and John Cena, and we're going to keep covering MyFaction on the channel. We're going to keep streaming MyFaction on the channel. So if you like this and so much more wrestling content, you want to join maybe our LWF League that's going to be running through WWE 2k24 coming soon. Make sure you guys check out our Discord community. Details in the description box for Discord. I'll see you on the next one. I'm going to get some rest now. It's time to go to sleep, take a little nap. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.